Hey, welcome to the next channel. So today we have a special guest, Mr. Damodhar Paleti. We both been colleagues when we are working in Akmai, and recently he has been in touch with me, and I was amazed to find that he has started his own firm called Suyoga. And it's an interesting initiative. That's when I thought, let's just cover an episode about his firm and as well as his journey from Akmai and all the way to Suyoga.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you for your opportunity to talk in your channel. When I saw your channel, it was really excited. It actually connects me as well. Initially, I started with open source, and I have been in open source for quite even until now. I started working in Linux back in 1997.
97? 97, I was in school.
Yeah, that time we had Red Hat Linux 3
yes,
and 4 following started.
Yeah. And those who don't know Red Hat, what he is saying is like the Red Hat which existed before Fedora. After that Fedora came, and then later the Red Hat Enterprise Linux got evolved, I guess.
Yeah.
Initially that Red Hat is meant for everyone's use. It is like that. And you started as admin.
Yeah,
initially as a system.
I always wanted to be the programmer, but things always pushed me to admin.
Yes.
Initially, I started in admin. As soon as I start my admin job, I got a job in Bombay and worked there. And I wanted to go programmer. Then I joined Java. All the programming languages I learned, but still I got better opportunities in system admin area. I got to do so many certifications, Cisco certification. In fact, I appeared for Red Hat Linux, the RHEL.
Yeah. Oh, good. So how you got into Akamai and?
Then I worked in a couple of open source companies.
And by the way, sorry to interrupt, the Akamai is still some people don't know, it is like a Google for CDN. It's the world's largest CDN company. So it's a kind of privilege that it happened the case that we been in Akmai, and I served for very less duration, and then it happened a situation I need to quit Akmai and started my company, and this has kick-started a sort of a trend. Many people started quitting Akmai and started their own firms, and I think Damodhar is also followed the similar trend, and even more couple of my other colleagues. So it's good.
Then I worked in a couple of internet hosting companies.
Mm-hmm.
Even initially when Yahoo started in India, I was one of their 60 servers set up in BSNL.
Oh.
BSNL was a
government
company and acquired by Tata now.
Mm-hmm.
Even I was involved in many areas, like initially when the .com boom was there. But I was mostly concentrating on open source, and there are so many companies. There was a company called Macmillan. There, all Windows setup was there. I joined there within 2 years, like mail server, everything. I moved them back to Linux, like SMTP. I was so much passionate about Linux, and I was doing mostly my spend. Even now, though my laptop, I use only Linux. I don't use anything else. That was my Linux journey. That made me to come into Akamai. Even in Akamai, they had, when I joined, 20,000 servers they had, and when I left.
And when I joined, they told something like 70,000 servers, and I think now it is.
Now 1.5 lakh.
Yeah, I mean the servers. What especially meant is those CDN nodes. Each of those CDN nodes are Linux systems, and they have this entire custom brew of. CDN caching servers deployed throughout the world.
Yeah. Even my loving part in Akamai is they, for anything, even the 2 lakh servers they have, they use only Linux. That's what I love. That is why I work for so long.
I forgot you are in which team in Akamai?
I was into service performance team again.
So after I quit, you joined.
Yeah, exactly.
You moved into this team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You are just stepping out. I stepped into service performance. Before that, I worked in knock senior job. Then I came to service.
Oh, okay. You've been in knock.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the most difficult.
Yeah.
They literally control the entire CDN. They monitor worldwide exactly what is happening, and we had various events like even when Obama got inaugurated, they need to sit and they just need to control everything else. So those events, such events, and including events like NASA's specific space probe and other stuff. Each time when they stream through Akamai have to manage the backend, and then it has to reach the audience, and they also monitor as he is in NOC, they monitor I believe live the statistics of how much data being served across the world.
True. Yeah, we went back to Akamai days again. We can come back now. Yeah, it's so lovely company.
Yeah.
And
so what made you to start Suyoga? What made you to start when you started?
Yeah, then I worked for almost 10 years. Then I wanted to do something on my own, and I always had a passion to go back to my roots. I am actually, my father was a farmer, and even when I was in college, school days and all, I used to go school. My school used to complete at 4 o'clock. At 4, I used to go back to my farm, and I used to work actually. Even until 9 o'clock, working in farm starts at morning 6 o'clock.
Yes.
I used to go to farm, work until 9, then I go to school. I used to do that. Then until college, until I come into software, of course I did all that. As soon as I come to software, then I left all of them. It's not fashion, but it's still, I didn't get time to do that. But my brother still, he manages all lands, farms, everything. Now again, when I become my old, maybe when I turn 60, I go back to my farm and work definitely. But
it's a bit of irony in India. What happens is many people leave their roots. They come out of those grassroots and they establish themselves in the cities, and they get into a profession which they are completely not into. This is not their family profession, and many people do the same. And it's very good that you are able to find out your roots, and with your exposure and experience in IT, you are bringing that automation and technology towards farming and the entire agricultural sector, as I found out. So that's when I thought, let me just meet you and then start getting some inputs about how you started and what is the technology in place in terms of your establishment and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you. Then I was thinking for a long time. Then I saw the farming, the problems. Even my father, he used to work with us until evening, and evening he had to take all for whatever vegetables and all, take to market and stay there for whole night. Morning he had to sell, and even morning he hardly get.
Unfortunately, you need to sell to the intermediate vendors, and they don't pay well as well. So this is not a market. He is talking about retail. It is just an intermediary vendor. So they buy from them, and then they come to the other parts and as well as cities, and then they sell it at a premium price. End of the day, the farmer, he doesn't get really like what he had invested. He's investing his blood, sweat, his entire life into that, making the produce. But end of the day, he is not a person who is going to earn, and it is somebody else earns at a premium. So this is what. So it's a sort of a problem globally, but in India, on top of it, we also have an issue like we have this micro farms, and as the way they do farming generation after generation, they split the farms with respect to their kids, and as they share the property. So you will end up having a very small piece of land, and in that land you can't, to too much automate, and end of the day the produce you make, it will be barely sufficient for their own family to feed, and end of the day where you can go out and you can sell to others. So this is also there. If you compare somewhere like as far as I seen in US and UK, including, let's take example even Mexico, you have huge farms, it's huge, and they have good harvesters, they have entire mechanization, and they run like a company. Even they brand their produce, and they directly supply to huge supermarkets and stuff like that. So this way the farming is completely different there versus a scenario over here. So I feel that's when you thought of bridging this gap.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. Today, the farmer, he has to work for 3 months, and if he get after he work for 3 months, after he take his the harvested things to market, if he get 10 rupees, the middlemen who are there for they just stay there. Within 1 hour they make 10 rupees. The farmer work for three months, he get 10 rupees by spending all his money for everything, like water, everything. He get only 10 rupees, but other guys, they get 10 rupees in no time. And by reaching to end consumer, it would cost around 40 rupees, which is really unfair for the farmer. That is where I wanted to.
So these things, people who see this and outside India, it may sound very cheap. I mean, the $40 is even less than $1. But if you see the inflation and life, cost of living and other factors, it is quite significant. These days we can see there is a huge fluctuation in tomatoes and onions. Suddenly they become $2 or $1, and then suddenly it becomes 15 cents to 30 cents. Now tomatoes, the price is around $10 or $20 in the city. I mean, you can imagine what is that farmer gets. He literally doesn't get anything. So $10 or $20 is like it's like 30 cents or 15 cents. That's all it is if you convert into US dollars. So it is literally nothing. So that's what.
Yeah, that is where I want to get in, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to use my IT knowledge and how we can fix that. That is where then I started designing things how it should work. Like there are some parts which I couldn't really understand how the things work in market. For almost 6 months, I went around market early morning, 3 o'clock, and I studied how the things working. Then I sat in drawing room, and I started designing how it should be fixed by software.
So you are coming from an IT background, and here you are a CEO of a company, and you need to have some business acumen. So how do you address that part? Means if you are coming from sales or marketing or something like that, they are fine in terms of that particular stuff. Maybe. But since you are coming from IT background, how do you feel that is challenging, or do you feel it is fine because of your roots with respect to farming and agriculture?
Yeah, initially I started just to connect the roads, but later on I studied about business when I went to market and studied there. Then even now I wanted to make it as an open source again. Even this thing, like for example. I wanted to make the software and give it to people. Initially, I made the app for the farmer. The farmer can download my app, and he can just say, I have so many items like brinjal, 100 kilos, potato, 1,000 kilos. He just have to put the numbers, and then it comes to my centralized system. My centralized system will understand in which village and how much supply is there. When it applies, then it send it and also I have another app called Vahana. This Vahana, what it does, it's like kind of Uber. It understands supply from near villages, and it understands how close proximity they are available. Based on that, it identifies the vehicle near the villages, and it understands how much vehicle capacity and availability. Then it sends the couple of, many vehicle people might have registered with me. Out of that, it sends the it sends the message to all the vehicle owners in that area. Then whoever responds first, whoever willing to come trip, then they can just say yes, accepted.
So the vehicle goes to the farmer and it picks the produce.
That's correct.
Okay.
But we identify the vehicle near to the farmer. So that you don't have to go all the way from city and pick from there. So it identifies near villages itself, and then it gives him the trip saying you have to go to this farmer. So many things you have to collect. That is based from my Kisaan app.
Back-end automation.
Yes. Then it sends to another farmer, and whatever he ordered, it asks to pick. And sometimes the farmer might have ordered 50 kilos, he can give 160, 70 kilos. But the farmers generally, even my father, he used to, he could say if it is 1 ton or 2 ton, like he could say exactly, somewhere nearby. He cannot say exactly. Because we understand how much we can get from this 1 acre, 2 acre.
Yes. They generally they don't do like retail. See, they produce in a specific field, and whatever produce they make, they just expect that I can sell it for XYZ amount. That's it. This is what even before, without this sort of automation, this itself is sort of not so proper, and they don't get that fair value for whatever they put the hard work and the resources into their farming, as you say. So,
True. It guides him how to pick from there, and then it guides him which city he has to go, nearest close proximity and demand city, and it show him the way how it should come to city. In city, I have the consumer app called Sabji. The Sabji app, what it does is I distributed pamphlets and I gave social media
like this pamphlets, right? Okay.
This is how I treat it. I'm saying I'm getting farmer and giving you. Then I advertised many places. I already got decent customer base. This consumer will place the order. I want so and so date, and my system it takes all the orders from all the places, and then it assigns to the people. I also have the distributors in each one area. I will have there are about 110 pin codes in Bangalore. I will have 110 distributors in all over Bangalore, and it assigns the nearest distributor there, and it will guide him how and what all he wants to deliver, and how he should take the money from him.
So the vehicle person will go to the distributor.
Pause it for some time. The vehicle started from village, and here I collected all the orders and I assigned to distributors around.
Sometimes you can get orders, and meanwhile you can get the back end supply ready also.
That's exactly I'm doing. Here consumers in city, they place order. When they place order, it automatically assigns to the nearest distributor. Then that distributor will get so many orders. And every distributor got so many orders, and I have the sum, how many, what is the requirement in each distributor. Then automatically my software will send to the Vahana who picked from farmer, and in at each distributor, what is the requirement, it will send him the message. It also understands, for example, there are few items available in one vehicle, another accordingly it calculates and send the message to the vehicle driver, saying you have so and so items in each. At this distributor you have to deliver so much, at this distributor you have to deliver so much, and until he completes all the picked items from farmer, it guides him. The distance, it calculates availability, it calculates demand, everything it demands, and it will in best performance,
the best optimized way.
It guides him. Then now I am not doing really business. I am really connecting business.
Yes. And you are providing that platform. So for the vehicle, for these kind of vehicles, they do like a service like Uber.
Yes.
But carry produce from the farm to the city, and the farmers they don't need to worry about selling to intermediate vendors, because intermediate vendors sometimes there are many levels. So these farmers, as I said, the biggest problem here is if they produce huge trucks of load, then it's a different scenario. They may produce in their field hardly some few kilos of produce. So now what is the situation is they need to aggregate, the vehicles have to aggregate, sometimes go nearby other farmers and then bring it to the city. And this is where the challenge is. So this is very unique to a place like India. Then as I said, these are like micro farms, these are not huge farms, something you see often in Europe or US or even parts in South America. This is not a case like that. These are very small farms. Each farmer will have few assorted vegetables, and there are also farms you can find who produce rice and sugarcane. I've been in Tamil Nadu and certain parts of India, so I've been in even small village for a couple of years, and there they produce sugarcane, they supply to the sugar mills, and the sugar mills will have a direct contact to the farmer. So almost from the farmer it goes to the mill, but it's a situation of huge farms, not like the vegetable farms. This is also the problem with vegetables, is they are highly perishable and you need to just move it. So this is what
you are absolutely right. The rice, sugarcane are different ball game together. Vegetables are really different.
And rice, they age in the field itself. They cover and then they age. So
vegetables, the lifespan is just 2-3 days. After 3 days you cannot use them, you have to throw. So within the 3 days you have to sell in right way.
So now I'm sorry to interrupt. That's where the middleman comes.
That is where the middleman making encashing that's weak point.
Absolutely,
The consumer want within 3 days, and the farmer forced to sell within 3 days. If he go to some market, he cannot even take back because they will be spoiled by tomorrow. Then that their price will reduce. So that is when they are making their exploiting.
That's when they
exploiting the farmers actually. That is the reason the farmer cannot do anything. Whatever they say price, they have to give. There is no other go for them. Now I am trying to find out other go for them.
So if they place the order, the distributor will do a door delivery, and it will be like based. They will have that assorted order, and he will do the door delivery, and the order will be complete. So you have like 3 components. One is for farmer. So farmer, his business is like just to list down whatever he have, and then mention or report to the app. And then the vehicle guy will get acknowledgement, and whoever is interested, like Uber, they can participate. Go to the farmer or farmers, pick that and come and wait, or it may take I think half a day or something, not even that. I think by that time you may get that backload of orders, and he will come and give to distributor or distributors, and finally they do the taking care of delivering to the end customers.
Absolutely.
So back end, how do you manage any in terms of the software? You have 3 individual apps, and the apps will report to the database, and the database takes care of the entire other automation.
I store into a database, and I have the centralized software which is which is brain for all the applications. Like every app, all my individual apps report to my central application. And it calculates how much is availability, how much is the demand, where is the demand, how much proximity, and what is the road to go there. Everything from Google Maps, everything it understands. And it calculates cement road, it calculates tar road, how much far away available. Based on that, it makes the decision, and then it finds the vehicles, and then completes entire the delivery model. pick and delivery model.
So all this, they just freely can, they can freely just install the app. They need to pay any service model or something like. They need to participation charges or something like that. Nothing like.
No, it's free for people. Well, if farmer get as you say 10 cents and selling at 40 cents. What I do is I take I pay farmer to 30 cents and I pay 2 cents to transportation. I pay another 2 cents to my distributors and remaining I keep for development cost.
Yeah, by the way, although it says cents, don't imagine it is very small. It depends on the order. He's just giving an example. So,
But in my model, we will be able to give 30 cents instead of 10 cents to farmer. Farmer also benefited, and even for vehicle and all, I pay more than general price what they get because they're helping me to pick things and all stuff.
And they are not like owned by you. They just participate through the app.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I'm giving them business.
Yes. So how do you feel challenging in terms of business aspects? Like again, like coming from technical, background, you feel it is fine to manage. When you started,
without challenge,
when you started the company,
I started in 2016 May.
Oh, okay.
Initially I had I didn't have app and all. It was just the process was there in my brain, but I didn't know how to execute it. I wanted to without anything. I just wanted to execute and see. So I purchased 2 vehicles, sent to farmer, sent to villages, and picked the things. And when I picked the things and got to city, I didn't even know how to sell. So many, and sometimes I had to waste few things. Initially I did. Then how to sell I learned. After I learned how to sell, I made the app for all my consumers. Then I was able to sell. When I was able to sell, then again I sent vehicles to farmer and picked the things. And
Good. So first you made the consumer app, and then the Vahana, and then the farmers app.
Yeah, Vahana app still not yet ready.
Okay.
So I just send known people to pick the things.
True.
It is maybe next 2 weeks it is getting ready. But before that I had all other apps. Like I have consumer app, that is Sabji. I have distributor app, that is Samarpana.
Okay.
Kisaan app, that is Kisaan. Kisaan means farmer.
So how many employees are working currently?
Right now I have 9. 9 people working in office, and also I have partners. I have distributing partners in each one pin code. Each partner have 2-3 distribute the delivery boys, and like that. If I calculate, I have many. But working for Suyoga, I have 9.
Oh, cool.
But I outsourced so many jobs. Drivers.
Everything. That's cool. So this is the apps are available in Android or
right now
in Google Store, right? Google Store.
As of now we released only in Android.
Okay.
Maybe few months we are planning to release for Apple users, iOS users as well.
I think you need to only prioritize this other end user side. I don't feel much farmers anyway, they use more of Android platform, but for the consumers you can just use it, and it is nice.
Sabji app we are planning to release for Android. So this name, this I named it as a Kisaan to Kitchen because I'm connecting all. Same thing, same prototype.
So which literally translates to farmers to kitchen. So that's what it is.
Same thing. Same prototype I'm making for organic as well. But soon, maybe in 6 months down the line, we are planning to do that. Connecting organic farmers and organic consumers. I'm planning. We are planning to do that.
Good. Does this include even the other staples like eggs, chicken, and other non-vegetarian?
Not
yet?
as of now.
Okay.
Not maybe we can go with the eggs, but not chicken.
Yeah, you need to process and
Yes, we are not into that.
yes. Good. So there you have it, guys. Mr. Damodhar Paleti.
Thank you.
It's a nice opportunity to meet you, and thank you very much for participating in Linux channel. So often I don't do much videos about CEO or CTO talk, but once in a while I do that. So as such, what happens is in tech field you have the mind. I did one episode like mind of an entrepreneur versus mind of a developer. The developer thinks like a developer, so he thinks he comes from that college. Whatever they teach, they come and they apply in the companies, and companies also they have weird interview process, and at the end of the day you get only developers. They don't know what is the real world situation is and the other business aspects. Now you are in the business, you can imagine you can do an app or software in multiple ways. You need to see about your existing employees, your existing budget, your existing priorities. Sometimes you may get something more immediate you need to fix or work around, and so this is what it is. So there's a lot of difference between being a software developer versus being somebody an architect of a company. The architect should start thinking more like an entrepreneur sometimes, because he need to think about budgeting and other stuff, staffing, budgeting, everything is included, and then eventually like a CEO he need to think as a CEO also. Although being a techie. So thank you very much, Damodhar. Once again, thank you very much. So hope you guys loved watching this video. In case if you have any questions, you can reach as usual to me via email. And you can also go, I'm going to share the Suyoga's website URL and contact email. So in case if you have any questions, or in case if you are interested to participate, you can also be in touch with Mr. Damodhar Paleti. So thank you once again for watching this video. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye.